I think we've seen the writing on the wall for quite some time now with Xbox and what they're really doing over there. We saw it with everything's an Xbox ad, which was kind of, I don't know what that was, but it was a huge indicator, especially now seeing that Forza Horizon is heading over to PlayStation to pretty much what Xbox is doing. And it's really interesting just because, man, if you told me this like a couple years ago, I would have been like, no way. And, Forza is one of the big three, right? We all know the big three, right? Forza, Halo, Gears. It's been Xbox's three pretty much big games, especially when they weren't putting out anything for a while. This was the three games that they relied on heavily. And to see Forza come to PlayStation, I think is a major deal. Like, this is massive. This has opened the doors. This has confirmed that Xbox games are coming to PlayStation. And I think it's pretty obvious that we're going to see Halo. We're going to see Gears. We're going to see other titles, right? Indiana Jones is coming to PlayStation. It's an interesting time. And, I've said this a long time ago, and I remember when Xbox put their games on PC, I was like, it's over. This is done. Because look at what Nintendo is doing and what they've always done. And what makes Nintendo so special is that they have exclusives. And what made the PlayStation 4 so great is because they had exclusives. At that time, Xbox was struggling, the Xbox One. So I felt like Xbox was backed up into a corner. And they were like, look, we're not making enough money. Let's put games on PC. I don't know why PlayStation did that, because I felt like PlayStation was in a position where they could leverage that. I always thought that they were doing really good. I didn't see the point of them going to PC. It looked like they followed suit with Xbox just because Xbox was doing it. And maybe they were like, hey, we can do it too. And I wish PlayStation never did that, just because, again, it really devalues the reason of why you need this console. And maybe the whole industry is changing to the point where, like, what is the point of a console anymore? So on and so forth. I still think that, consoles are here to stay, at least for a while. And I hope so, because I've always loved video game consoles. I love playing on them way more than I enjoy PC. I am not a PC guy, even though I do dip here and there. And there's many reasons for that. The simplicity of consoles, that's one. But I've always loved the controller. I've always loved connecting the console to the TV. I've always enjoyed that factor of it. But yeah, Forza Horizon, man, that to me is a huge, huge deal. This is a huge milestone in this whole thing, because it really makes me think how the industry is changing in a big way. Right? We might see Xbox games on the Nintendo Switch too. It sounds like it, right? Phil Spencer sat down and he pretty much confirmed it. There's no red lines. The way I look at this is from a business perspective. I totally get it. It doesn't make sense from a business perspective when you can make more money, right? Open the doors, make your sell your games everywhere. I totally get it, man, especially in today's age where, there's inflation and maybe, we're out of the COVID boom where like less people are playing video games than they were before. It takes a lot of money to make some of these games, and they need to make profit. That's why we see microtransactions. That's why we see early access, day one access. Buy this game with the expansions, you know what I mean? Like all the gold editions, premium editions. They're trying to make more money because games have also been, $60 for a long time. They recently, became 70, and there's talks of GTA possibly pushing games to be 100, or at least they are going to be selling the game for 100, and then that opens the doors for other people who are like, hey, GTA 6 is doing it. Okay, let's do it too. Let's try it out. Let's see what the consumers say about that. I think that's a dangerous move because only Rockstar can get away with that. Only GTA can get away with this. And if these other developers and publishers, if they think that they can sell their games at $100 base price, man, they got a thing coming for them, dude. Because that's not going to turn out well. People are already not spending $70 on games. But yeah, is it good for the players, the consumers, the gamers, for games to be all over the place? I've always had this idea that, what makes a console special is exclusives. And it makes it very competitive, right? Like, hey, you want to play The Last of Us Part 1? You got to have a PlayStation 4 or a PlayStation 3, right? At the time. Now you can play it on PC. But it made that console special. It made it exclusive. There was a reason for me to go out and purchase that. There isn't really a reason to go out and get an Xbox anymore, especially if we're going to see more games on PlayStation. And that's what makes me sad, is that this console that I love so much, and I haven't been a fan of the decisions over the years. And dude, I'm not, some guy that understands the business. So, I could be wrong here, but I never understood why, games went to PC. Like, sure, I understand the fact that like more people are going to enjoy that, and that's totally cool. And I feel like if you say like, why do you care, or why would you not want other people to play this game on PC or other platforms? Like, what kind of person are you? You know what I mean? Like, because there's always people like that, right? More people get to play the game. What's your deal? I totally get that, and that's really cool. But what makes a console special in the grand scheme of things? Why is Nintendo so relevant and so, so great at doing what they do? And you can't play Nintendo games anywhere else, right? Unless you pirate, unless you mod, unless you do all that crap. Nintendo is a special console. You need to have a Nintendo console to play some of these beloved games. And if Halo never went to PC, and it was just, hey, look, it was still in the golden era, because Halo isn't what it once was, and that's another topic. But if Halo was just on console, on the Xbox, and it was doing very well, would they have put it on PC? If Xbox was doing really well, would they have gone to PC? Or was this a move because they weren't doing so well and they needed to recoup losses? They needed to make money. And that's the way I look at it, right? You could easily market this as like, yeah, you can play this anywhere now, and this is great for the fans, and this and this and that. That to me, that's all marketing fluff. Xbox wasn't doing great. They were losing, and they put their games on PC because they needed to make more money. They're not going to say that, but all of this, like, marketing fluff sometimes, and things get, the message gets lost, and they make it sound like this is for the consumer. This is, play anywhere. Everything's an Xbox. I just don't buy that. You were losing and you need to make more money. Period. It's that simple. PlayStation isn't even that special anymore, because it's like, I can play all these PlayStation 5 games, PlayStation 4 games on PC. What's so special about the console anymore? If I have a PC, I can just play all these games. Now, what does that port look like? That's a different story. I would still rather have a PlayStation console and play those games day one, because it seems like a lot of these ports don't do well. It's an interesting time for the gaming industry, that's for sure. 2025, lots of great games. There's a lot of uncertainties. I think the landscape and just the industry has changed so much, and it's going to be really interesting to see where all this goes. Is GTA 6 going to be $100? What is that going to do for the industry, right? Because I can tell you right now, EA, Ubisoft, all these companies are going to follow suit. They're going to charge Madden, 2K, $100. They're going to think that they can get away with it. And even GTA 6, like, I don't think it should be $100. But people will buy it. That's for sure. Because it's GTA. And GTA is such a big, entertainment medium that it transcends like niches, and, like, everybody plays GTA. So it's big. And they are able to do it because they're GTA, they're Rockstar. Anyways, the day I see Halo on PlayStation, that is gonna be one hell. That's gonna be one hell of a day. I mean, Bungie was already bought by PlayStation. So to me, that's already like, these guys are the guys that made Halo, and they they are bought by PlayStation. That was already bizarre in itself. And then you're telling me that Halo might come to PlayStation, Gears of War. That was not something that I predicted years ago, man. And that's pretty crazy. Do you agree with some of the things that I'm saying? Do you disagree? Let me know, man. Let's have a conversation. I am definitely more on the side of like consoles should have stayed with their exclusives. They should have never gone anywhere. But I also understand the conversation of like more people get to play these games. I'm not a gatekeeper. I'm not sitting here saying one or the other. I'm just giving you my opinion. Whatever happens, it is what it is. And I'm still going to play video games. I'm still going to own consoles. It doesn't really matter to me at the end of the day. But I wanted to give my 2 cents in following this industry for so many years and seeing the changes and seeing where things have gone and some of the decisions that I disagree with, in my opinion, just because, it didn't really make sense to me. But that's one man's take, man, on this whole situation. Let me know what you think. If you like this video, hit that like button, consider subscribing, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace.